After viewing it, it became clear that my videos were indeed accurate. Lately, those flaunting their wealth on social media claim to be genuinely affluent. However, many who perceive them as extremely wealthy are mistaken. Sure, they had some wealth, but not as much as assumed. Also, he claimed to have purchased items with his own funds. Yet there were instances where purchases were made via sponsorships. For instance, he mentions buying something, but yet it's revealed to be sponsored. Numerous reports like those in newspapers show individuals receiving free products from companies. So, what's the truth? What's known is that donors might confirm their contributions, but how will recipients react? Those unfamiliar with managing such situations, having never faced such scrutiny, will likely falter and resort to falsehoods. This scenario illustrates that hearing both sides reveals much. There are a lot of behind-the-scenes advertisements that clearly show that it's a lie, that they bought it with their own money, right? So today, I've been emphasizing it repeatedly in the main chat videos I've made so far and in other places. And sign up for membership with a paid language and use it for weekends. Those of you who come to the membership-only stream who listen to my story are of course familiar with this story. But I think there is something I need to say for those who are not. So I will give you another opportunity to review it. First of all, really rich people do not emphasize that they are rich. There are many reasons. The biggest one is because there is no reason to show off that you have a lot of money. Everyone in the world knows that you are rich, so there is no need to show it. Second, why are you rich? If you think about it, you can't go around bragging about how much money you made. My first job was at a bank. I'm a full-time employee. I'm not a full-time employee, I'm a contract worker. Since my career began, a full-time employee, I've undergone extensive credit training similar to that of bankers, engaged in hands-on work, and visited various branches and headquarters. Occasionally, the volume of transactions I handled in a day might be revealed, but I choose not to boast about it. Discussing it beyond necessity serves no positive purpose for me, so I abstain. Post-retirement, I steer clear of stock trading or similar activities due to restrictions on trading with my own or others' funds for a set period. My avoidance of stocks stems from numerous reasons, including a commitment I made upon retirement. However, it allowed me the chance to distinguish between genuinely wealthy individuals and those pretending. This differentiation, especially noticeable during my branch tenure, is straightforward. Identifiable within 30 seconds, those experienced in finance can discern it immediately, unlike newcomers to the field. In just 10 seconds, you can differentiate the truly wealthy from the pretenders. Occasionally, it might take under 30 seconds, though such instances are uncommon. Essentially, determining someone's future wealth takes 15 minutes, but discerning current wealth is a 30-second task. Many traits reveal this, but notably those flaunting excessive luxury often lack real wealth. This overcompensation suggests they're trying to appear affluent. Lacking wealth myself, and not being surrounded by the affluent, I've observed the allure of luxury items to feign wealth. My interests lie here, though the rationale escapes me. Particularly, the prominent display of logos and brand names puzzles me. Real wealth seldom chases brands. I consider things like the material inside. Rather than the outside, the material inside is much more important than the outside. Because I think that way there is no reason to buy a brand I don't want just because it is made by a famous brand. And I know a lot of seamstresses and people like that, so there's no reason to buy from a famous brand even if the quality is poor. I can make what I want. I have a lot of information and many close people around me, so it's a waste of money. I can get what I want without having to do anything. If you order it, it will be made exactly as it is. And secondly, this is another item. There is no need to brag about where you went to shop. There is no need to brag about shopping at a famous department store. If you make a few phone calls, more will come. The shopping style is different. If you look at it, those who are preparing for the wedding may have seen scenes like this a lot. But really, these retail outlets may look deserted, yet astonishingly, they have remained in the same location for several decades, even with the burden of high rental costs. When you step into an ancient department store or the basement of an old hotel, you'll stumble upon products that seem to belong to a bygone era. It might lead you to wonder how they've managed to endure for 20 or 30 years, given their seemingly outdated nature. If it's your first visit, it could come as a surprise that they have held on to their prime spots for such an extended period. It's worth pondering how these establishments continue to thrive, affording exorbitant rents with hardly any customers in sight. They appear to be teetering on the edge of shutting down, yet there exists a hidden formula to their enduring success. Affluent customers have a preference for making purchases by merely placing a phone call to have their items delivered straight to their doorstep. Furthermore, there's absolutely no necessity to physically go shopping for apparel. A simple phone call ensures that a stylist will bring a curated selection right to you. Remember to carry the essentials and utilize hangers to categorize your necessities. Make a purchase only for the items you have categorized. This technique, previously considered novel, continues to hold its significance. It closely resembles the process of shopping online, wherein the items are directly delivered to you, eliminating the need for visiting physical stores. Even though there might be issues with deliveries, the core essence of shopping stays the same. By the year 2020, an individual's wealth no longer determines their access to shopping, thus diminishing the importance of the prestige associated with physical stores. It is evident that there is no need for overstatement. The emphasis ought to be placed on shopping in an efficient manner. Who truly values wealth creation? The individuals crucial to your pure prosperity should be your focus. Consider who enriches you, including tenants who cover rent, vital for landlords. Without numerous tenants, revenue dwindles. Customers are paramount, and despite assumptions of perpetual sales, that's a misconception. To enhance a property's worth, hefty fees are paid for insights from reputed experts. I'm among those compensated for storytelling, occasionally likened to a soothsayer, leading to challenging situations. Hence, I take my role seriously, continuously innovating for clientele. Property demands evolve, with tenants seeking amenities like ample parking, easy waste disposal, and thorough cleaning. Frequently undertaken, I know several building proprietors, including one who disguises as a security guard. He's among those who entrust me with responsibilities. It's rumored they don security outfits and visit the premises. Though I appear as a mere sitter, I actually own the place. To those aware, my presence is subtly unremarkable. I monitor tenants for any discomforts and proactively enhance facilities, which doesn't yield as much profit as expected. Nonetheless, the property's value escalates. Profits are largely reinvested into the building, attracting superior stores and diversifying business types. Attracting franchise stores demands significant effort, a trait observed in some owners. However, customer satisfaction is deemed crucial, driving substantial revenue. You can't show that you're spending that much money. That way, if the customers who pay you see what kind of luxury you're consuming and what kind of luxury items you're consuming, will they come back or not? Instead of spending more money to provide a good service or product, what happens if you say your child drives a supercar? If I give money and see that it was used to buy things for your family, the customer will stop the transaction. Should I do it? I'm paying too much money, so I have to go somewhere else. It turns into something like this. I have to prepare to move. I don't have a place to go these days because the rent is cheap. If you say you have no choice, you can't do it. For that reason, this applies not only to the building owner, but also to everyone else. People who are rich and lawyers by profession, and people who are doctors and rich. It doesn't matter what occupation they are. Among salarymen, there are elite salarymen, and the common characteristic of these people is that they never emphasize that they are rich on social media. Like other people, I don't go around talking loudly about what I'm wearing or what I've eaten. I don't go around talking loudly about what kind of luxury I've chosen because I might make customers look bad and cut off my food supply. Please check out my social media too. There are only things that anyone can do if they have a little bit of free time and time. Well, I just drive around in a car that's a few years old, exercise a lot, and that's it. If you go to my social media, you will see that there are many reasons, but the most important thing is that I live such a luxurious life. I don't do it because if I show my customers that I'm living a wealthy life, they will leave me. So the first thing is to never show off for various reasons. And I can't understand the fundamentals. Those fake people, rich people, can't understand the fundamentals. They can't understand the fundamentals. For example, hey, if you say that you graduated from a certain university and work in a certain office, then since you must have graduated from a university, I don't want to ask you where you went to high school. Isn't it obvious When asked about high school, the reply is often evasive. Many claim their office is in a prestigious area, yet they didn't attend high school there. In such locales, they're more likely to own a building than just an office. Having an office doesn't necessitate opening it to the public or displaying a sign. Business in these areas thrives on personal connections, regardless of the establishment type, be it a restaurant, bar, hospital, or consultancy. As long as the space serves a few customers well, it's adequate. Natural clientele flow eliminates the need for advertising expenses like those on YouTube. I avoid YouTube advertising costs unless seeking to boost views artificially. Signs are deemed unnecessary. Customers will find you regardless. Having attended high school in the vicinity implies proximity to that well-known area. If we graduated from high school, we would all be in similar classes. So if we help each other with our own work and do something, it will take care of itself. Then I set up an office here, and in my office, in this or that building, I buy this stuff, this expensive stuff. There's no need to do this. Instead of needing publicity, I need something like that. It's annoying for me to talk about it repeatedly. People like me are that kind of person, But there are people who don't have enough time to tell each and every one of their friends. I'm on YouTube. If you take a picture and upload it once, you can go over it once and say something 100 times. If you post it on YouTube once, people will see it. And even if it's not YouTube, people who know me in some way can watch my YouTube and review what I talked about. I can think of it. That's why I'm doing it. Well, there's no reason to increase the number of customers by using this to 10,000, 20,000, 100,000, 100,000, 200,000, 10 million, etc. For that reason, it's different from doing it on differently YouTube. For some reason, if I am doing this to show that I'm eating well and living well, there is already an error there. There is no reason for fake rich people and real rich people to exaggerate, and they do not do it, okay? There is also that, and I will tell you a story about my time as a banker. This is how to distinguish between fake rich people and real rich people. First of all, most of the people who wore expensive clothes were fake rich. What I mean is, wearing nice clothes is a personal choice. But real rich people change their clothes while looking at the other person. Like bankers. In most cases, what is different compared to people in other occupations is that there are many people who live freely until they graduate from college, then get a job, kill their temper, and live quietly. They cannot change the color of their hair without permission, and they cannot even get a perm until they reach a certain level. You can't get a perm, and you can probably get a perm in the Korean style. You can get a perm on your hair as an alternative to the manager at the agency. The banker who emphasizes that much is not like that. The ambiance limits even manicures for women. Many reasons exist against flashy manicures, primarily because they can damage documents. With long nails, those fond of nail art risk tearing them. Hence, I refrain from it. Regardless of one's role, from warehouse staff to goddesses, or those handling special items, everyone maintains a simple lifestyle. They dress alike and sport shiny bracelets before others. Wearing something large, then someone clears it off like so. Oh, I'd like to borrow 10 billion. Even if possible, the approach is impractical and exceedingly challenging. Consider this. Relinquish all. I was thrifty, adhered to company directives, sacrificed much, and worked at 7-Eleven, opposite the banker who started at 7 and finished at 11. In the educational realm, they diligently study, many aiming for the banking sector. Their success is often due to dedicating more time to study than most peers. Even those not meeting their objectives still make a notable effort. Yet, it's baffling to see their quickness to annoyance, especially with parents, leaving me puzzled. The efforts of educators seem futile, as these students now proudly flaunt expensive jewelry and wear overly extravagant clothes, surpassing even bank workers' standards. Flaunting a watch worth over 10 million won, its authenticity is questionable at a glance. I overlook the clear flaws, though they're obvious. Claiming ownership of such an expensive piece, likely on credit, I sense the chances of repayment are low. There's also a matter of a tattoo. If you agree but don't follow through, discussing your business without relevance and mixing personal finances with business matters, it's a mistake. You might hint at using business funds for personal needs or vice versa. Clearly, securing a loan requires a business financial statement. Yet, Leveraging valuable assets for personal loans mirrors business finance. This involves driving and equipment costs, then violating loan agreements by investing in risky stocks or luxury cars, which likely leads to losses due to high maintenance costs, begs the question of why lend at all? It's deceitful. Truly wealthy individuals, when visiting banks, should prefer walking over driving. Owning a luxurious home negates the need for showing off a car. True wealth might mean owning multiple properties. No matter where you are, you'll be treated with respect. If you present a bank book as a business card at the terminal, your status is immediately recognized. They usually feature P linked to a database indicating the customer's wealth, making it easy to identify the genuinely wealthy. I have a habit of wearing luxury watches under long sleeves, hidden or peeking from a pocket. In old films, there's a type of watch worn on the waist, dangling from a chain. Some flaunt such accessories to display wealth, but often the truly affluent don't need to. Spotting these signs helps distinguish between the genuinely wealthy and those pretending influenced by the money business. Real wealth attracts real wealth, while the pretentious surround themselves with their kind. Pretend wealthy individuals or those far from wealth obsess over material purchases. Their focus lies on their donations, attire, vehicles, etc. The discussion revolves around those pretending to be affluent or unlikely to ever be. Speaking on enhancing others' lives, offering better living standards, and improving services marks the essence of true wealth. Such topics define our conversations. Our meeting stemmed from discussing human connections, yet merely talking about past encounters without depth indicates a lack of communication among adults. The shared school or workplace isn't a valid excuse. Thus, individuals evolve based on conversational topics. Surrounding the four wealthy are only pretenders and the wealthy, while genuine affluence attracts true wealth with no real guarantors in sight. It's crucial to note that fake guarantees attract fake guarantors, while the truly wealthy have genuine ones. If you're genuinely affluent, you might not need a guarantor at all, given that the endgame involves tangible assets, which renders the financial game illusory. This highlights the stark disparity between the rich and the truly wealthy. Was this insight useful? It reflects on my past video content, emphasizing the necessity of back-end ads on social media for livelihood. If your views are so malleable that money sways them, or if life seems tough, it's likely due to a facade of neutrality. In reality, these appearances often deceive. Without sufficient views or subscribers, financial stability becomes a challenge, making it hard to cover expenses like monthly credit card bills. Don't squander your life. Follow my channel. Hit like on my videos, and activate notifications for my latest creations on YouTube. I crafted this video to save time and reduce emotional expenditure. Gaining more views is beneficial. The production is quick without editing, taking just minutes. A 25-minute presentation can lead to 20,500 minutes of interaction for 100 viewers, and impressively 215,000 minutes for 10,000 viewers. This time multiplication is the real value. Imagine 100 million views translating to 2.5 billion hours. But this period reflects a lifetime, showing a scale hard to grasp. This highlights YouTube's essence, where creators often add extra flair to their lives. Navigating without such additions is challenging, but if exaggeration is considered, thinking of alternatives or reassessing your strategy is wise. Okay, I think it's good to take action, but I can't figure out why I'm having such a hard time trying to make myself look better than I really am. I don't think people know. The difference between real rich people and fake rich people is this. I think it's about the same, and you all have opinions, so please leave a comment.